Alright everybody, so thanks for coming. I'm Shawn Mayo, I'm with Excess Power Batteries, and this is Jacob Fuller. He is with Sundown Mayo. Today you're going to be experiencing a split session with Sundown and Excess Power. Excess Power is going to give you a slight overview as to what we do, just some general information about the company, some of the products, how we can maybe potentially help you sell one product or use one product, depending on what you're trying to do. Jacob's going to give you a little information about the distortion portions of the Sundown Mayo sub-organization. You can see here on the table, and what gives Sundown a winning edge over its competitors. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. That's my information. It'll show up at the end as well, which cards on the table. If you guys have any additional questions, a lot of you already know me, but you're free to reach out anyway if you need to. So we're going to answer a few short questions. Again, who is Excess Power? Why would you choose Excess Power for yourself, your customers, and maybe your line card if you're looking to incorporate that? Some product information, and then we're going to go over your questions and answers if there's any. So we're going to start off with who is Excess Power. First off, we were founded in 2005. Our owner's name is Scotty Johnson. We are a manufacturer of batteries, chargers, and accessories. That accessories is also expanding into power sports. So there's a lot of power sports, marine, supplemental, obviously mobile electronics as we're here. Not to mention racing and a couple of other industrial applications. We have locations in Tennessee, Nevada, New York is mostly our manufacturing facility. And then we have, and then we have actually both facilities in Tennessee and Nevada, both of those which ship out. So if you have West Coast clientele or your East Coast clientele, we generally have people from both sides. So there shouldn't be any absence there. Like I told you kind of who the people we service. We have engineers, techs, and sales staff available. We have account managers all the way down to customer service reps, to training people like myself and Jacob who can sit down and talk to reps to see what our products may fit. Because maybe our entire line card doesn't work into your current offering, but some of it may, all of it may. And that's a conversation that our sales reps are trained to kind of work with you about. So, why Excess Power? We have more selection. I brought an example up here. So we've got our modular S5. This is mostly the mobile electronics version, one that you'll install somewhere where it's not exposed to a lot of the heat. Backseat of the car, underneath the seat, somewhere like that. You've got the BCI case model version, so your under the hood version comes in a variety of different sizes. And then you have the power sports size, which is getting very common and growing popularity. Has quad terminals, direct drop-in, just a few things, and we'll go over those in detail in just a little bit. Direct fit batteries, the 30 series is very common for a lot of motorcycles on the floor today are using that 30 series stock size. And that's meant to drop right in with no additional changes to be able to accommodate for additional wiring work if you're just looking for a high performing solution for a stock vehicle or you're looking to safely. Availability, Las Vegas and Knoxville are both extremely stock product. That usually is a next day if you're looking for a freight purchase of a stocking order. Those are usually pretty much next day, business day. If you're in California, come from Las Vegas, usually that's about a 2-day, maybe sometimes 3, depending on the carrier getting to you. If it's going from Knoxville, you're still looking at that same week journey. Tools for battery selection. We do have a battery fitment guide that's on our site. You get a car that comes into your shop where you have a customer that services a lot of certain vehicles. You can sit down with them and say, okay, we service a 2001 or 2006 Chevy Tahoe, and we'll give you the options as to what battery works in that application. Our stuff is really easy to follow. Like, for example, that would be a D3400 or D34 commonly. We will give you options that's like that 34 sitting there. You have a lithium version, you also have a capacitor-based version, and then you have an AGM version. And that's where the sales staff come in, and that's where the training of you guys obviously comes in, is kind of learning which application is best. So those are a couple of conversations there. And obviously, as you carry the line and become more experienced, if you're not already, you'll start seeing those differences and what tailors to your clientele the best. Because every single distributor and dealer has a little bit different clientele, a little bit different specialty that they work with. That way they can maximize what they're doing. Excess Power is enthusiast driven. So myself, I am a competition audio world champion. We have a racing world champion on our sales team. We've also got a guy that is a professional in power sports. However that happens. So we all have different ways we like to do stuff. For our sales managers, does whole classic car restoration. The owner of the company himself was a karting world champion during this. So obviously we kind of experience this in our roots. So when we say we're not just selling product, you're selling experience, you're selling Excess Power, We believe in our product. And looking at things like that, there's a reason that we stand behind our products because we use them every day. So we're going to start off with our G-Series batteries. This is the flagship of Excess Power. This is our standard 3-year warranty. This is probably the first product I believe we offer. It is the highest cranking ability, reserve capacity, and amp power version currently on the market in that size. We make sizes ranging from a small battery such as a D680 all the way up to a golf cart size battery to Marine, Group 27, Group 21, Group 24, multiple different sizes. We make batteries for diesels, we make batteries for your regular, just everyday cars. These batteries are perfect for if you're looking to upgrade a battery into the hood. Your customer yourself doesn't want to upgrade to a battery in the back. They're just looking to upgrade to a high-performing alternative, say for using 1,000 watts or something like that. This is a good opportunity here without changing chemistry. AGM, a lot of people are quick to rush to lithium. Lithium is the future, which I believe it is. But one thing to consider is that AGM is still the primary majority of our experience in the vehicles that are coming out still with AGM products. So, just getting a higher refined AGM may be the answer to a lot of things. But then obviously, you can put lithium where it's needed and where it's available. XP Series AGM, this is our supplemental series. This series is good for marine and is good for any sort of extra audio or something. The benefits on this one is that it is a 2-year warranty, but it has a little bit of a cost savings. So you're going to get a little more amp hour per dollar. It's not going to have the initial cranking ability that the D-Series will. So if you have a marine dealership or you have a power dealership, and you're looking for a lot more amp power for the same dollar, your XP Series AGM is going to be in probably your wheelhouse. Again, these are stocked in both locations. We have amp kits and certain combo kits that come with these that you can be available for. So that's kind of again something to kind of look at. Here's a lineup of our XP Series. A little bit of information about the XP 750. That's your smallest one. 750 watt battery. It's very tiny. 950 is a U1R. If any of you have any experience with the mobility scooters, that's a very common size of mobility scooters, power shares, places like that. A lot of power sports applications take the 950. It's the same size as our D975, but it is a little more cost effective and it just has a little bit of The 2000 is a Group 24. Again, really fantastic for marine. Group 24, 2,000 watts. That one's right at 80 amp hour. The XP 2500 is our Group 27. Again, very common in marine. Very common as an audio backup battery. 2,500 watts. It's a real common statement for somebody that's wanting to add a lot of wattage, but not 5, 10, 20,000 watts. That whole XP series add on to your stock battery location in the back. If you're looking at an engine lineup, is a perfect opportunity. That's our XP 750 CK. So in our XP series, we decided to add a combo kit that allows you to offer a full, pretty tailored kit. You've got the battery, you've got the hold down, which is a beautiful billet hold down. As you can see in the picture, it mounts on the side. It's got a window on the side so you can kind of display what's in it. We do make other batteries that fit in that, but for this case, in combo kit purposes, it's just that degree. It comes with a 4-gauge kit, which we do sell. That kit is really invasive as well. So a lot of amp kits we've noticed previously only come with certain things. They only come with a power wire, a ground wire. They may be missing speed wire. They may be missing RCAs. This combo kit, not listed here, comes with those type of added items. That's a refinement we make because the last thing we want you to do is to buy one of our kits or put this on the shelf. The customer buys it, comes back and says, "We didn't give me any RCAs." And they spent their whole Saturday trying to install this, and now they're waiting on RCAs, and they got to come back. And that was something we made a revisement to. We take a lot of this stuff really seriously. It's not just a battery kit to us. We wanted to add wire clamps, zip ties, and screws. Just very simple things that, when coming into installation, can be a big deal. Even wire brunnels for firewall, battery clamps, and different things. Those are a really nice set of screws. Something else to look at. And they have a reducer inside for the 4-gauge, but they can go to 0-gauge as well. So what a lot of people have been mentioning, probably the thing we've been asked about the most is our Titanium series. What kind of makes it a little bit different than our lithium out there, kind of some information about it. This is the first one here on the table. Examples of that. So this is our mobile electronics version. This is going to be more for car audio, your your spot where you're looking at providing wires, but you're not looking at engine fluid. It's got built-in busing on each side, as you can see. It's got 4 one-off connections on each side. So these are set screwed, with the screws from the side. You can mount it flat like that. And the wires are coming from the bottom. You can mount it. There's no need to use these. We simply incorporated them because it does. Some people want to use a buzzing system on top, which is fine. And that's why we kind of offered that. We do have connections on the end to be able to put those in series or in parallel. And literally, that's just a little input screw on each end. Nice and easy. These do come in 12, 14, and 16 volt models. So the days of getting a lithium and having to go do a high output alternator or having to do a specific charging alternator are gone. Stock alternator, high output alternator up to 300 amps on that side generally. That battery by itself is good up to 7,000 watts. The AGM charger, so what's cool about this one too, is that it can be charged with an AGM charger. There's no need to sell them a lithium charger. We're just fine with that. That obviously has been a difference in a lot of lithium, including ours previously, where it needed to incorporate a lithium charger. So if they have an AGM charger, or you currently sell an AGM charger, or you get selling our AGM charger, you can sell them that as well. Like I said, 7,000 watts support. This is another cool one. So this is our S5 series. This is the same exact battery in the modular version, but this was meant to go on the hood. So if you have a car that comes in, you've got a small set on the back, or you're just looking to upgrade the battery. They've got a 4-channel, they've got 2,000-3,000 watts worth. And they're like, I don't want to put something in the back, I just want to run something under the hood. They don't want to change anything else. This is where that engine comes in. So this battery is the direct drop fit in front of the hood, stock location, lithium version. Some cool things about this one is, again, we're still looking at that 300 amp rated or less, which I don't think any vehicles, normal everyday passenger vehicles, have more than a 3 amp tank. So most of those would be just fine. Group 48, 34, 65, 47, pretty much all the things coming out nowadays. Most vehicles in our area today have an age 7 to 48. So those would be a direct fit. A lot of the bikes have that same, you can see shade at the bottom. It's the one sitting on the top corner. It is the 30Q. So a couple of cool things with that one. Again, 7,000 watts rated, no changes. MSRP on that one is right around 800. Somewhere retail right around 700. These are in stock in Knoxville. So the cool thing about this one too is you can expect 15 plus years out of this battery. If you have a client that runs it down to 4, 5, 6 volts, not the end of the world. Previously, lithium we've seen run down that low. You can have some pretty substantial damage to lithium. Vehicle, different factors inside. If they charge them up too fast, we can see the situations we've had before. A lot of us have seen it. We've seen lithium where it can smoke up and potentially have a thermal event due to that. Those situations are way less likely with this. We can get into details as far as carbon elements and the actual chemistry of it, but the idea of LTO doesn't have to have that. And in our opinion, is the safest form of lithium output value. For a direct fit, we scared of lithium before we ever customers apprehensive about lithium. This is an opportunity to look at that alternative and begin having those conversations with those dealers that have been AGM for 20 years. That's all they know. That's fine. That's all they know. But if they're interested in it because they're getting those customers with power being, especially like what Sundown does, a smaller amplifier can do 4, 5, 6,000 watts, and it fit 10 years ago an amplifier that could do 500 watts. So power is becoming so much smaller and more compact that better batteries are having to come out to keep up with these more power demands. These AGMs a lot of times just can't handle this. So again, awesome opportunity here. Like I said, these can run with AGMs. If you're interested, reach out to your shooter. If they sell excess power, my cards are on the back. Reach out to us. We're happy to have a conversation with you. Like I said, this is for the sales tactic comes in for you guys, is that if you set up with us or you're set up with us, we can have a full conversation with you about where this may be good. Because you may tell me, and I may tell you, don't use this battery. This is not the one you need to be staying in engineer. A lot of OEM and industrial applications, we sit here and talk, okay, we have an AGM that'll work, we have a better version of this, then we have the best version. Good, better, best, I kind of like to use that same terminology. It's the same kind of idea. Here's a couple of examples of where the S5 and S6 and S7 versions are used. Top left is a clamp. So on the S5, that one battery down there, a retailer of ours pulled 13,000 watts out of that one battery. Now that is on a dyno, so that's a very strict controlled environment. Don't expect 13,000 watts daily on a single S5. but its ability to discharge power is evidenced in those type of numbers. You can see it's just raw power what it can do. The middle is one of our, we have a very, very stringent OE process as far as when they go down through, check through quality control before they hit your shelf. Before they hit your warehouse, they are looked at, they are taken through, and the best ones are sent down, and the ones that are messed up are sent back to where. So we take that very personally about our products and what we represent. We believe that excess power commands its levels, commands the top level of product. We're not going to apologize for being the cheapest because we're not. We're not going to apologize for being anything but the best that we know how to do. And we like to look at that way too. If somebody's looking for the most cost-effective thing they can find to bring in the shop, probably not the right place. We are the best thing out there. We strongly believe that too. Top right is a under the hood version. As you can see, it's nice and bolted down. It's the VCI stock model. Bottom left is a couple of the VCI models in the back. The center is actually in a motorcycle setup. A lot of the motorcycle batteries are being used in the truck packs, additional batteries, because the good thing is about that is that the standard when you put out usually 100 amps or less, so you don't have a lot of power there. So you end up bringing into situations where they're looking to add as much wattage as they can. So that's kind of a great opportunity there to bring in a product that if they leave their lights on, they leave the radio playing for an hour and they come back, it's not dead. Because if it's a lithium iron phosphate battery and they go to jump it off, they can have a situation where the battery completely fails and they're stranded. We don't currently use a BMS. If you guys have seen BMS before, basically a start-stop BMS. The BMS basically where it will cut itself off and protect itself. The reason why we don't really use that is because my concern happens there is if your stator dies, your alternator dies, and it starts going down and down and down, and all of a sudden it kicks itself off. You have no battery left. On the highway, so the LTO technology doesn't have to run into that. So you don't have that situation. Obviously, we don't recommend you run it down to dead. But in that situation where you've got to get home, we've all had situations where something's happened with the car, you've got to get it home. I'm in a situation myself, where you'll run all the way to the end. So you can charge it back up, and likelihood of damage is extremely decreased. Bottom right is a hardcore SPL setup. That is a company called Driving Nerds Car Audio in Virginia. They have 25 of those Power S6s, which is the 14-volt model of this one. That vehicle can do over 100,000 watts and drop less than 3/10 of a volt. So it's insane how strong that thing is. And the bank totally, so 20 of them, 25 of them is good for about 150,000 watts roughly. Maybe a little bit less, and they weigh less than 250 pounds for the entire bank. If you remember the old days of car audio, you know that AGM bank won't weigh 250 pounds if you've got a lot of them. So that's kind of something cool to look at, just how far advancements have came. Super banks and capacitors. So if you remember the old days of 1 farad and 5 farad capacitors, the old bottle-shaped ones, and people incorporating them with the stock sizes, the stock batteries. This is similar, but much, much stronger, much, much more efficient. We make them in standard battery case sizes. So this is really common in accessories. It needs to be ran with an AGM because capacitors don't have a lot of amp hours. So if you look at headlights on, it's probably going to be dead if it's by itself. If it's ran with an AGM, it usually won't have to be maintained as long as that AGM battery is maintained. A couple other things, they are under the hood safe. We would make them for as small sizes as 0 turns. We make them for very small sizes. They are made in New York, so that's a cool thing too. If you like Ocean products that are made in the USA primarily, this is a good product for you. We'll make a lot of different sizes. These are all in stock in both locations and are an awesome opportunity to add something small for somebody that's maybe apprehensive about lithium. If you don't want to look at that, this is a great opportunity. Power sports. We've had a lot of information. A lot of people come talk to us about adding power sports lines specifically to the line card. Myself, we've seen a lot of growth in our power sports in, way more than honestly than I expected personally, to make us really look at the power sports offerings that we currently have. So the power sports series on the left, you've got that quad terminal battery, and then you've got another quad terminal battery. And on the right, you've got your actual AGM battery. You've got a high-performing, under $250 retail AGM battery. That's good. Like I said, 500 to 1,000 watts is the most I'd recommend on a stock battery. Any stock AGM battery in a motorcycle size. That's an awesome opportunity. We make them in 14, 20, and 30 series, so we make them in most of the common different series that you may run into. We make them bigger, but a lot of that goes into XP series. Depends on the warranty on which one. The Power Sports Series obviously comes with 2-year warranty. Capacitor-based products are. We've also got power banks, which I'll show you in the next slide here, and isolator kits that are available. I know I see some difficulty with some isolator kits, needing to find a source for the isolator kits, so we've got that. We make hold downs, fuse holders, different side brackets to connect. Most of our batteries are top post. We do that so that you can accommodate for different wiring. So again, super easy. That's a conversation with your sales rep. Obviously, we have a lot of products, but that's because we like to service in a lot of markets. And having a conversation with your rep, with us, or whatever, is a great idea to let us sit down with you, have a 30-minute phone call, get to know each other, and discuss what may be best for you. A couple of our chargers, we make lithium chargers down to 8 amps. We make 15 and 25 amp AGM chargers. We even make big power supplies, which will be on the next slide. We also do, and if you're into racing at all, you've probably seen that exact charger. That charger is all over one of the Discovery Channel Street Outlaws. That's probably where you may have seen that if you're a racing car follower. All three of those are in stock. Power supply chargers. Real quick, I think this needs to be in almost every shop in America. Reason being is that if you have a car pulling to the bay, installing an amplifier, or installing anything, vehicle electronics running, lights are on, you're tuning, whether it be a DSP, you're tuning an amplifier, or anything like that, the battery's being pulled down. And if you're in a sealed garage door closed bay, you don't run the battery with the customer battery dead. Because the last thing you want is someone calling you and like saying you ran my battery dead. So, and I know a lot of people in the same situation that, oh, my battery's dead and left. No, but that is the situation. So the power supply chargers actually work as an AGM charger. It's got it attached, as you can see in the picture of mine right there in the window on my trucks. You click the button, it's already connected. You can run alligator clamps out the vehicle, and it will maintain a 14.4 on 12 volts. So it just acts like a small alternator. We make those in 15, 30, 60, and 90 amps for different sizes. Some different accessories. Make copper terminal blocks, isolator kits, a beautiful hold-down bracket. Those are all Billet. The top post adapters go on top, so again, if they want to stay with the stock squeeze style connection, then we have those. That's one of our lithium series batteries. That's our bigger Power Sports series size that I spoke about. That is a bigger size. Use some of the XP1000s have those. That's real common in that general size. Those also have a kit available as well. And we make hold down for that same size. This is one of our tight BCIs. The capacity meter on top is something that sits flush on the battery, which is started offering. That you can buy as an accessory after the fact, and it will show you state of charge, voltage, but it won't pull down the battery. So all you do is click it, 5 seconds, it will go to sleep. So you don't have to worry about it's going to kill the battery if it stays in it. Because a lot of times what we've seen is people we install voltmeters and not turn off, and it continually just runs as a draw. So that's an opportunity there. This is my Jeep Next Gen. This runs 10 of the power as 6. It has 37 connections coming up underneath the battery bank. Not a single wire is shown on top. And all the connections are made behind that little strapping cable or strapping bracket on the side. Here is a setup, or a couple of setups actually. The bottom one is a 16-volt battery, and the top ones are some of our XP series. That's obviously the sundown things. I just realized I put sundown in there. I didn't even realize that was sundown. But there you go. So you get to say why you get that. So is there any questions? I'd like to do some actual questions or any concerns or anything.
If I get a lot of people asking about like the SPL stuff, we really don't do it. We do some SQ stuff, but you guys would kind of help us, kind of guide us with some of this stuff.
Absolutely. So again, that's a great point there about that sales staff. I don't expect you to come in and know everything about the line. That's my job. And in your situation, I would ask you, okay, what is the customer running? Give me his wattage. Give me his alternator size. And the customer can provide. I mean, give you all that information. Or if they're wanting to get a certain number, I can help you. And even with obviously sundown, that can be a conversation too, as we have access. That would be a conversation like you and I would have, for example. I do most of the audio counts for us.
You do.
That'd be a conversation you and I would have. Okay, is this going to the hood? Is this going to the back? What's he want to do? Every situation is different. You can have 25 people with 25 different scenarios. So every scenario is different, but once you kind of get through them, you start learning some general, okay, this is what we'll go with here, this is what we'll go with here. And then you end up with a confident and understanding sales staff and kind of knows how to talk to the customer and put them in a good thing.
Two questions on that. Battery kit, 750. Is that copper clad aluminum in there, or is that pure copper wire?
So the 4-gauge kit has, the 4-gauge kit is a CCA kit that comes with it. It is a 4-gauge kit, it is sufficiently rated for the 1,000 watt to 1,500 watt setups. We do offer a large amount of kits, and I didn't put a slide in there. We offer everything from 0 to 8 gauge kits in CCA and OC, uncertain HMB 3 kits. So there's a lot of different sizes.
I saw the
And retail on that one's less than $200. That's retail cost on the full kit. Those come in a nice beautiful flip-up box. It's all connected, all included, that we give a customer that wants to do their own setup. We always have the combo kit to be available. Most of our products in our kits come with a dual hanger setup, so if you use a traditional hanger. I've had old kits in the past that after a week they sag and it looks bad on the hanger. Those have a combo style kit, almost like a poly bag that will hang and will sag, makes it easier. Plus they're resealable, so in that situation, you can open it up, show the customer. If he doesn't buy it, he'll buy it later, so it's good. Any other questions for me?
It's the standard dealer cost on that package.
So we don't release standard dealing. We would have had to fill out a piece of paper with you. We have several different levels. Obviously, some of our people would qualify for our distributor level, but then some people may qualify for a dealer level. So that's a conversation that we have in each version. And specifically, if there's certain spots they need to be at to be competitive within their market, we have something called a customer profile sheet, which is basically just what's the name of your company, use the name of your purchaser, for example. On a small shop, that might have an account manager and a purchaser, they kind of have, oh, it's just me and my wife, which is fine. So that's a conversation there, obviously. We'll ask who your current selling are. Are you specifically the Marine, power sports? Because I don't want to push Marine to you if you're selling cardio specifically. I don't want to push car audio if you're selling, if you're doing audio products. So everything is specifically tailored to that. I hope that answers your question.
last question. Donnie did say that you guys are working on something for sundown accounts to have access. Is that something that's still on the horizon? Or?
Yes. Yeah, so Donnie, if you're working with Donnie as far as the sundown wise, he will have the capacity and the ability to sell you excess power products. That wouldn't change any for a sundown customer or an excess power customer. For example, if you're my customer with excess, you would be able to have, you'd be able to look at entertaining. So you would just talk to Donnie.
Yeah, he didn't know when I talked to him last week yet. Where was that?
And the thing is about that too is that was less than a month and a half ago, obviously. So
Yeah,
that's a conversation, and what you're going to get is he just wants to make sure, just like I would say, let's make sure let's all sit down, have a conversation, make sure that makes sense for everybody around. Because what we don't want to do in a situation is put two those right back to back by accident and not meeting to. So, put that issue. Anything else? All right, guys. Well, I appreciate it. I will kick it over here to Jacob here. Begin your